Hey guys, it's Tradius Trades, and I'm here to show you what I'm seeing in the gold market today. This isn't trading advice, so don't take it as such. Do not go and buy and sell anything just because of anything I've said here. We're going to take a look at gold here today and take a look at COT, some other fundamental indicators, going to look at price action, going to show you what I'm seeing in gold. So what do I see in gold? So the obvious statement is that gold's been so strong. It's been bullish. The easy trade has just been to stick with longs. So what do we see developing from this week's price action? So this week, we confirmed a higher low, which is, that's bullish. We've got a higher low in a incredibly dominant, strong uptrend. So that would mean daily oversold pullbacks, as long as the daily chart is in alignment with the weekly momentum, would present high probability longs, or any other sort of long trigger would be high probability. So what do we have on the daily? Well, right now we're clearly in a strong uptrend with the daily. We are in an uptrend based on the 18 period moving average method that I teach on this channel. And what do we see here? We got oversold here on Thursday's close, or not fully oversold, but still when we close below the 50 area, that's satisfactory for me to say this is getting oversold, especially since we're in alignment with the uptrend. So what that would mean for me is if gold can get up to Thursday's high, we would be entering long, and that would be just a buy stop at Thursday's high. And then a target would be like the extension of that little swing. That's a smaller risk reward ratio. So if you wanted to go for a bigger target, it'd be taking the extension of this swing would take you up to 3,800 roughly. That's a much more attractive risk reward. So what are the things that could change my game plan here this week? So basically I'm looking for longs until the bears show us reason to be bearish. What would give me a reason to be bearish? And I've marked off this level right here as a weekly sell level. And what that means is if price trades down to there before trading up to here, that will confirm a weekly lower high. And then at that point, I'm starting to think, ooh, we're starting to get bearish. Okay, so I'll show you on the weekly. If we trade down to that low, that will confirm a lower high. And that'll be a change for gold, for sure, and would suggest that we're in a consolidation or some sort of pullback. So I want to keep an eye on that level. If we do trade down there, the momentum will be shifting to the downside on the weekly. Now, it doesn't just mean I'll instantly look for shorts. I will need to have a trend change on the daily time frame to confirm that I want to look for shorts. Until that happens, I would still feel comfortable taking longs. I just wouldn't be as aggressive with my targets. And why would I still take longs? Well, it's because we're still in a monthly upswing. There's been no momentum shift on the monthly chart. So as long as the daily is still in alignment with one of the monthly or the weekly, I will still take trades in that direction. Like I just said, I wouldn't be as aggressive with the targets though, because if the weekly does shift into a lower high situation, that is definitely not bullish and would want to be more cautious. What would get me fully interested in taking shorts is if we have two full range bars close below the 18 period moving average, and full range meaning the highs of each bar need to be below the 18 period moving average. Then we saw follow through by price trading through the lowest low of those two bars. That would tell me that the trend is down, and then I'd be looking for overbought pullbacks to get short on and catch a continuation of the bearish momentum. So basically, you guys, be bullish gold until the bears start telling us it's time to work the other side of the market. Now let's take a look at the fundamentals. There's some interesting things going on here in gold. This is a COT index showing the red is the commercials positioning and the blue is the large speculators, the green is the small spec. So what's interesting and odd about this is that the commercials have actually been getting more long into the high. Now normally, since commercials are hedgers, you need to realize that commercials aren't like you and me. They're not speculating in this market. They're using this market to hedge their risk for their businesses. They typically sell into rallies. Okay, what do we see typically when we get a rally is that the commercials get more short. Now, the last time that a weird thing like this happened was back in April 2020. Now, someone in my Discord pointed this out, and it was really interesting. Look at this. Price went up, started to consolidate, and what happened was instead of getting short on the move up, the commercials got really, really long and they stayed long. We see also the small specs were really long up here too. What's similar to right now? The commercials are really long, while the small specs are really long at the highs, while back here the large speculators got really short. So I think we're seeing something similar to this. Gold is not done. It is definitely not done its bullish move. Doesn't mean that it's going to just go straight up. We could have a real meaningful pullback here. Who knows? But what I do know is that let's take a look at a few more things. I just wanted to show you that because that's interesting to me. That's super rare to see the commercials do what they're doing, which does make me a little hesitant to take shorts unless we get a lot more confirmation like I just showed you with the price action. Looking under the hood a little bit more, we see it's not surprising, but gold is very overvalued relative to the price of treasuries and the US dollar. So treasuries in a brown line and US dollar in the green line. So that's not surprising. We also have seasonal being very bearish right now, actually. But what's interesting about this is price is bullishly diverging from the seasonal. So what do I mean by that? Typically between April and May, price is making lower highs in gold. Well, what is gold doing now? Gold is making it's higher than it is seasonally, typically at the early April. So price is stronger. So that means this seasonal is a little questionable, but it does look like we'll get. I want to pay real close attention to gold come early July because that's a major seasonal low point. So yeah, I mean, it just looks like for now, taking longs is the high probability trade for gold. Let's take a look over here and see if there's anything interesting to see here. One thing I'll point out, this is a daily time frame. This is where I look for my confirmations and my entries. One thing I notice is that the professional line in the Progo, the red indicator here, has crossed and closed below the green line. What that means is that the public is in charge of the buying. So the public will try to buy the bottom. They'll keep trying to buy the bottom, whereas the professionals are not buying. In fact, they're probably selling. So we professionals being the large traders, the trend followers. So it could be that indeed we are going to get a bit more meaningful of a pullback because we have seen that change here. It has happened in the past where it just closes below and then pops right back up. And this is, I'm not trading based on that. It's just interesting to observe it. What I am trading off of for sure is the price action. We are bullish until the bears tell us to be bearish. All right, guys, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, tradiustrades@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter, tradius_trades. And if you want to get into my free Discord, shoot an email to tradiustrades@gmail.com and I'll get you in. It'd be great to have you in there. We chat about the markets, we make money, we have a good time. And without any further ado, you guys, hope this was valuable to you and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.